Only 5 days until the 2018 midterm election. We're going to utilize most of this program to let President Trump speak to us. With a commander-in-chief like this, what do you need to listen to me for? I am Randall Terry. This is Voice of Resistance. Welcome to the program, friend. Every time I see Maxine Waters' face, Nancy Pelosi's face in the news, I think, Lord God, please, please save us. I grieve, sometimes I weep for our country because of how evil things have gotten. And the thought of Nancy Pelosi being the Speaker of the House is literally terrifying because of the evil that they will try and do to our country and to President Trump in particular. It appears to me that the major networks figured out that President Trump really is reaching people, that his message is resonating with people. President Trump won the election in part because the godless media thought that if they just keep letting him talk to people in his live speeches, that he's going to turn people off. The exact opposite happened. And so now, there's very little about him doing all this campaigning he's doing. They're spending time focusing on former President Obama with people barely in the room. That's how desperate they are. And they know that President Trump's words really stir people up. So, keeping with what I promised you the other day, that we're going to let President Trump speak for himself, we're going to play clips from President Trump's blockbuster rally in Florida just a day or two ago. It was awesome. Hope you enjoy it.
Yesterday's visit to Pittsburgh was about coming together as a nation to comfort and to heal. After this day of unity and togetherness, I came home and sadly turned on the news and watched as the far left media once again used tragedy to sow anger and division. Sadly, they took a small group of protesters far away from where we were because we could not have been treated better, the First Lady and myself, but we're representing the presidency. And they did everything in their power to try to play it up and push people apart. That's what's happening. They're pushing people apart. It was fake and it was make-believe, what they said. I came home, looked forward to seeing it, and it was sad. And when we talk about division, this is a big part of the division right there. The far-left media has spread terrible lies and stories about the Trump administration and the tens of millions of people who make up our great movement, the greatest political movement in the history of our country. The greatest. The greatest. It's the greatest movement in the history of our country, and they don't even refute that fact. It is possibly the greatest political movement anywhere. I can't think of any place else. It's because of you. The movement is you, and it's about you, not me. It's about you. I am proud of the fact that my administration has boldly revitalized our nation's historic bond with Israel and moved the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem. And remember, many presidents have promised to do that. Many, many, many presidents. We are going to move the embassy to Jerusalem, and then they don't do it. The reason is, it is not an easy thing to do. I've done it, and by the way, the embassy is already built, it's already open, and it came in $1 billion less than people thought. They should like that. They should really like it. we've taken aggressive measures against the terrorist groups that seek the slaughter of innocent people all around the world for lots of different reasons. It's terrible. We've taken unprecedented action to confront the regime in Iran, and we have ended the horrible, one-sided Iran nuclear catastrophe. And Iran is a much different country today than the country that started off at the beginning of our administration almost 2 years ago. We have forcefully condemned hatred, bigotry, racism, and prejudice in all of its ugly forms. But the media doesn't want you to hear your story. It's not my story, it's your story. And that's why 33% of the people in this country believe the fake news is, in fact, and I hate to say this, in fact, the enemy of the people. The left-wing media doesn't want to solve problems. They want to stoke resentment. It has to stop. They believe that progress isn't good for profit or for whatever reason it is they're playing their game. Our movement is about safe homes, great jobs for every citizen. Our movement is about love for our fellow Americans. Our movement is for everyone and belongs to anyone who wants to build a better future. You can do it right here in the USA, right here.
I'll be right back, friend. Don't go away. Warrior guitars. Without question, the best guitar I've ever played, heard, or seen is a Warrior. The owner of Warrior, Jay Dran, has an incredible testimony of redemption and healing. God gave him the vision to start Warrior Guitars and a passion to make the best guitars in the world. They only make about 120 guitars a year, each one by hand. Maybe one of them could be yours, or a once-in-a-lifetime gift for someone you love.
The one thing that I can tell you is this is the most finely crafted guitar I have ever held. I've played a lot of guitars, I own a lot of guitars, and although the quality is exceptional on all of them, this is by far the most finely crafted instrument I own or have ever played. And I'm glad I own it.
Contact my friends at Warrior Guitar. Tell them Randall Terry sent you. Welcome back, friend. Please remember what's at stake in this election. And for those of you who missed Tuesday's program about whether or not Christians will sin with their vote, please go to randallterry.com and watch that episode. And now, back to President Trump in Florida.
Just look at the amazing things that we have all done working together. The unemployment rate just fell to the lowest level in over 50 years. More Americans are working today than at any point in the history of our country. Think of that. How do you lose that debate when I'm up against one of these people that we're seeing and watching? Oh, I hope one of them gets that nomination. When you say more people are working today than at any point in the history of our country, I think the debate is over. Hispanic American and African American poverty have reached all-time lows, right, my man? African American, Hispanic American, and Asian American unemployment have all achieved their lowest levels in recorded history. We've eliminated a record number of job killing regulations more than any other administration, no matter how long it went. We did that quickly. We passed a massive tax cut, biggest tax cut for working families, and we will soon follow it up with another 10% tax cut for the middle class. And the Democrats want to raise your taxes substantially. Remember that. Remember what Nancy Pelosi said. We will raise your taxes. And I'm trying to say, is that good politics? I don't think so, but she really believes it. They want to raise your taxes. And all that we built, it's very fragile. Somebody can destroy it pretty quickly if they don't know what they're doing. We are taking care of our veterans. We are taking care of our military. And we will soon be more powerful than we have ever been before, our military. Our military is being rebuilt at a level that nobody can even believe. New planes, new rockets, new missiles, new ships, new satellites. Under Republican leadership, America is booming, America is thriving, and America is winning because we are finally putting America first. But everything we have achieved, and it's monumental, is at stake in this election. Democrats want to erase our prosperity and reverse our progress. In less than 1 week, Americans will go to the polls in one of the most important elections of our entire lives. Although I will say, not as important as 2016, but congratulations. I'd like to say, but not really. Republicans want strong borders, no crime, no chaos, and no caravans. Democrats want open borders, and they want to invite caravan after caravan into our country, which brings crime upon crime. A vote for Democrats is a vote to liquidate America's borders, and it's a vote to let meth, fentanyl, heroin, and other deadly drugs pour across our borders, drugs that take the lives of think of this, over 70,000 Americans a year. If you want high taxes and high crime, vote for the Democrats. Vote for the Democrats. And the wall is being built. We just spent $1.6 billion on a big section, another $1.6 billion now. We have another $1.6 billion coming. But we want to build it all at one time, not in little pieces.
Friend, he may be the best campaigner in my lifetime in a public setting. I don't know, he's incredible. I'll be right back. I don't think I'd want him to date my sister, but he's a great commander-in-chief. Don't go away. Have Muslim terrorists hijacked the peaceful religion of Islam? Or is there more to the story? The answer lies in the life of one man, Muhammad, the founder of Islam. Muslim terrorists see themselves inside a 1,400-year-old story, a narrative that focuses on specific events in the life of Muhammad. We are going to look at Muhammad's life using their most sacred literature. We will look at Muhammad at the Battle of Badr. We'll see him deal with those who mock him. We'll see the times when he used deception. We'll witness Muhammad's anti-Semitism. And yes, we will discuss Muhammad and his teachings concerning sex, slavery, and jihad. Friend, if you want to understand Islamic terrorism, get this series today. Point of clarity, go to my YouTube channel. If you want to watch Tuesday's program, go to Randall Terry YouTube channel, not to my website, randallterry.com. All right, we're going to go back to listening to President Trump and just ask yourself, do you want the House of Representatives in control of the Democrats? Here's President Trump.
But we're getting prepared for the caravan, folks. You don't have to worry about that. Getting prepared for the caravan. And they got a lot of rough people in those caravans. They are not angels. They are not. You saw what happened 2 days ago with the Mexican military and the Mexican police. You saw what happened there. How tough the opposition is. We're tougher than anybody. We're tougher than any force. And we're probably going to have to be. Unfortunately. I tell them turn back, and they're not going to be released. It's called catch, but we take the word release out. We're not releasing anymore. Catch. We have no choice. If you want low taxes and low crime, vote Republican. This election is truly a choice between results and resistance. How about their whole theme? Obstruct, resist. What the hell do you get out of that? Resist. They want to resist. Great, resist. It's the only thing they're good at. They resist, and they stick together. That is true. They stick together, great. But that's about it. They're bad policy, bad politicians, but they do stick together. Between greatness, and this is really an election, between greatness and gridlock. It will be gridlock. And it's a choice between an economy that is going strong and setting records at every level, and the Democrats who are going absolutely crazy, folks. They're going crazy. So you have to go out on November 6th or sooner. Who voted? Who voted? Oh. Wow. Everybody voted already? No kidding. Let me see it again. Who voted? Then what the hell am I doing here tonight? Goodbye, everyone. What am I doing here? Boy. It's like 100% of the people in this room voted. All right, let's just enjoy ourselves, okay? I can skip the vote. But actually, you see all the people back there? Looks like the Academy Awards. I call them the Academy Awards. And by the way, I have to say this. You have some very good people also as reporters and journalists. I know some incredible people. You have some that are not good at all. You have some very good people, too. I want to say that. You have some very good people. We are honored to be joined tonight by many great Florida Republicans, including a man who's so great to me on television. This guy is special. He was a great businessman. Now he's a great congressman. Francis Rooney. Where's Francis? I love him when he defends me. He's brutal. He gets the job done, right, Francis? Thank you, man. Thanks. Another man, great talent, young, handsome, going places. You talk about defending, he's fantastic. Matt Gaetz. Thank you, Matt. Great job. These guys on television are very proficient, I have to be honest with you. A man who people love and the state loves, a congressman who's done a fantastic job. He's always there, works so hard. Gus Bilirakis. Gus. Thank you, Gus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Along with the next congressman from Florida's 17th district, Greg Steube. Greg Steube. And your state's chief financial officer, he watches all that money that pours in. Jim Petronas. Jim, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Jim. You know, they don't tell me where these people are sitting. You got this place is thousands of people. I sort of have to guess. But we get it right. We're especially proud to be joined by the next United States Senator from Florida, Governor Rick Scott. Great guy.
All right, friend, we'll be right back with the closing segment, giving you all of President Trump that we can. He's a far better public campaigner than I am. Don't go away. What Would Mohammed Do? Islamic Terrorism Explained is the best movie series documentary ever produced on the life of Muhammad and Islam. How do I know? Because it's what critics are saying. John Moore, radio host and author, said, "I learned more from What Would Mohammed Do about Islam and Islamic terrorism than I've learned from everything I ever read and watched in my entire life." Friends, this is what the experts are saying. No one has ever done what we've done. I encourage you to get 1, 2, 4 copies. Call 304-289-3700 or order it at the address or the website that you see on the screen. Friend, we have a series that will help you and those you love to have an impact on this country. It's called Insurrecta Nex. That's Latin for revolution against the killing of innocent people. This is the history, the philosophy, and the theology of social revolution in America. We will send you this 14-part TV series along with these manuals for students, a teacher's facilitator guide for only $40. Go to 304-289-3700, 304-289-3700. Welcome back, friend. 5 days to the election. I went and early voted this morning, did something that I have not done in years, literally in years. I walked into the voting booth and went Republican, 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 because the Democrat Party is so filled right now with vitriol and hatred, and the demons are working through them to try and preserve child killing. Friends, I'm not going to sin against innocent blood with my vote. I'm not going to do it. And I'm not going to sin against innocent blood by not voting. All right, let's finish up with President Trump.
Governor Scott is doing a truly incredible job leading your state's Hurricane Michael response, all of the hurricanes, all of the problems. He takes a problem and he turns it into an asset. He is an unbelievable talent. He works harder than anybody. Always calls up with good news. Yeah, I've got this one taken care of, that one taken care of. He really is, he's a talent. And we send our prayers to the Florida Panhandle, people we love, and everyone in that storm's path. That was a tornado that was 50 times wider. That was brutal. We went there, we visited, we had houses ripped off their foundations, and even the foundations were gone. Nobody's seen anything like it. Together, we will ensure that Florida comes back stronger than ever, already happening. And you remember our hurricane last year, the response that we gave was A+, and Rick and everybody in Florida did a phenomenal job.
Well, that's all the time we have. I ask you, please go vote. Please. Vote. 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 Vote for righteousness. Vote for the end of child killing. Vote. God bless you.